This is going to be like my vlogtober. Uh, because I go to work like literally every day, and I want to make like a video every day. I cannot do a vlogtober like the normal way, and do like the vloggings and all those things and go out and all those things, because I literally like knock off at 4:30 and I get home at around 6, and I have to rest or do laundry because, as I told you in my previous video, that in Harare we do laundry during the week. So it's insane. I'm just gonna be talking about my experiences, just life in G, the things that I'm facing, just letting you in on my life, G, that kind of thing. And so when I was working back home, I was thinking, OT, how I envisioned my life relationship wise, how I envisioned my life in the different stages of my life. I was a late bloomer. What does this mean? This basically means that I only started dating when I was almost done with high school. I remember there was a time in high school when one of the guys that really liked me and I thought we were in a relationship actually tried to kiss me, but I couldn't. I couldn't. I failed. And that actually spread throughout the guys that to Pixie. Pixie, failed to kiss a guy. She ran away from a kiss and stuff, So that's how much of a late bloomer I was. Basically, even in my life generally, in terms of career wise, in terms of school wise, I've always been a late bloomer. Not because I'm dull or anything, but things just happen slower for me. I don't know. You understand? Like when I was in high school, I always envisioned that I will meet my boyfriend in high school and we're just going to get head over heels in high school. I watched a lot of High School Musical and Camp Rock. And so the idea of meeting the love of your life in high school, it was not really foreign to me. It was something that I really thought was going to happen to me. I thought I was going to meet the love of my life in high school, and that would be it. I won't have to go through the things that I'm going through now. I never thought that I would reach 30 without a boyfriend or without a husband for that matter. Delulu is the solulu, if you know. As I'm always delusional, and you would think that maybe it would change with age. It doesn't. I'm still, as old as I am, I'm still very, very much delusional in terms of relationships. I still believe I'm a daughter in this day and age. I'm very much innocent. I still fall in love, in as much as I tell myself that I don't want to fall in love. Anyway, so when I was in high school, I was like, I'll meet my boyfriend, in the same class. We're going to be doing the same thing, or he's going to be in a different class, and we're going to fall in love and stuff. I did fall in love. I don't know if that was love or something. I don't know. I did have someone in high school, and I thought we would push up until, the rest of our lives. But I think in the long run, I realized that it's not possible. It is not possible. This is not going to happen, especially not with this person. Yo. At the time, I was a person. I've always been a person that is very much grounded in terms of like going out and doing all those things, especially in high school. I didn't even drink. I didn't even do the outings. Some kids would actually sneak out or even go to parties. Was not even allowed. I got to a point where I couldn't even ask because I always knew the answer that my parents would give me. No, you understand? So anyway, fine. This is me. I went to work after high school. I was like, I was working in retail, by the way. So one of my delusions when I was working there at this retail clothing retail shop, I was like, okay, I'm going to meet my boyfriend because I'm behind the till there, and I'm going to meet the love of my life who will be buying or doing some shopping. Then he will see this beautiful damsel behind the counter, and then he will fall in love with me. And then one day he will come and get one of fellow cashiers to come and get him to buy some clothes for me, and then he will come to the till, and then I'll just punch in those clothes. And then later on he'll say, these are yours. I was so delusional that at some point I even thought that those guys will come in into our shop, because our shop was very, it was a very esteemed shop. Hey, so I actually thought that I would one of my the guys would come in, bring in flowers, and I just drop them there, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, the delusion, guys, the delusion. I am just like elaborating the delusion that I've had at different stages of my life. Fine. We're okay. It's time for me to go to high to college. Fine, I go to college. Well, in terms of college I didn't even do much with. In fact, I've never done much of boys, really. I was so reserved. I was so afraid of people. I was so afraid, I think, of being heartbroken. And also, I don't know, people just didn't approach me. At some point, I had that I was scary. At some point, someone told me that I was scared. I was scary. I remember my friends having like boyfriends, and I didn't even have one up until I met this guy who spoke the same language that I spoke, that would be in Ndebele. Meeting in Ndebele in my land, it was like a cool thing. And that's how you know, it's a tragic story. I was I was very delusional, but what I think one of my delulus actually came true, because in college I did have a boyfriend who wasn't even part of our college. He worked at some, at some school there. I think it's Lomagundi Primary School. It's a private school, and he would come and visit me, buying me like goodies, to little goodies, and even bringing me water, because I didn't drink tap water, school tap water, and so he would bring me water, bottled water, buy water from TM supermarkets, and bring me water. At some point, I lived my Delulu. There was this guy in college. He was very buff, and he was very cute. And I would think that maybe one day you just, pinpoint me in front of Pamwabantu, and look at me and just say, I choose you in front of Pamwabantu. That high school, college type of love. And I always thought we would see, when we fall in love, everybody would just know about it, and just know about us. Our love would be like a blueprint in college. Look at me now. Look at me. I'm 30 years old. No, I'm not 30, but I'm turning 30. Oh my God. Okay, it's fine. You would think that the Delulu would just end. Ne? Got back and I got a job in Bulawayo. I was like, no, I come from a small city, in Wange, and the fish, you know, there isn't plenty of fish in the sea. So when I go to Bulawayo, I'm going to meet the love of my life in town, because I stay in town and all those things. And one day I will just bump to the love of my life, or the love of my life will just pass me by driving, and they'll be like, no, I gotta have that girl. No, it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen in that way. And then another Delulu. Oh, because I have lived in Delulu my whole life. Another Delulu was that I could actually be in a relationship with my friend. But then I actually destroyed that relationship. We actually destroyed that relationship, or that particular friendship. It was nice. Oh, Delulu, it was Delulu throughout couple of weeks and everything. And then after that, you know how it is when you cross the line with your friends. It never worked. And now we don't talk. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Anyway, here's me being very delulu. I'm now in a very good relationship with someone that I've known for years. And the Delulu was like, nah, this is it. This is supposed to be the last person. And it looked like it was the delusion. The delusion that if you go and visit the parents, or rather if the parents know you, if the parents see you, if the parents talk to you, the parents of the guy talk to you, then things are set. That is very Delulu. There is no Delulu that is more Delulu than this Delulu ever. Never, never ever think that when you meet a guy's family or a guy's mom, whatever, never ever think what he thinks are such. That is the greatest Delulu ever. I actually thought everything was set because when I was working, I was like, oh, finally, Mina, I'm done. I only have one person because honestly, when I'm with one person, I am with one person and I am head over heels. I just want to live under the person's skin. I just want to live. I just want to breathe the same air that they breathe. And well, turns out I was just Delulu. Now, since it is said that being Delulu is the solulu, when does it end? When does Delulu not become the solulu? When does it stop? When does the Delulu stop being the solulu? You tell me, guys, when does the Delulu stop being the Solulu? Because I think at some point, it has to stop. The Delulu has to stop, and we have to come down on the ground to reality and realize that no, shit don't work like that. Anyway, those are my thoughts. This vlog, we're going to be talking a lot.